He's like, why don't you become a mortgage agent? And I said, what's a mortgage agent? So after waitressing, I went into a business recruiting former government employees into contracts. It was just not for me, but being from a waitressing industry, you just suck it up. Even in the hardest days, you just suck it up and you go to work. And I didn't know that you could do something else. And when I met Corey, he said, do you even like your job? And I'm like, I do not. He's like, quit your job right now. You cannot spend a third of your life doing something that you hate. So it was less than 2 weeks I actually quit without a backup plan. And I just went, I'm destined for better things. So I had a meeting with somebody about my mortgage because I was like, oh, I'll refinance and I'll free up some cash flow, not knowing that you needed a job to get a mortgage. As you go, the person that I spoke to, he actually said, he's like, so what are you gonna do? Because I called him up, I'm like, hey, I just quit my job, is that a problem? He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, why don't you become a mortgage agent? And I said, what's a mortgage agent? I knew what a mortgage was because I had a house and I've had multiple houses at that point, but I didn't know what being a mortgage agent was. And it was scary and it was hard. It was hard thinking that I had to go find people that needed a mortgage. How do you find people that need a mortgage? If I become a real estate agent, your friends would use you. When you're a mortgage agent and you're new, people don't want you to know their credit, their income, their secrets, their trauma, their problems. Not that everyone does have them, but a lot of people do. And even if you're doing well, you kind of don't think you are doing well, so you don't want somebody to know about it. So it was just a really, really hard, like I didn't have that whole friends and family support from doing the business, even though I did do mortgages for my friends and my family. I just didn't have that big rally around it. So it was very organic, very grassroots, very like I just went out and talked to every single person I could to grow my business. I went to networking events, and if they said like, who does this? I was the first person to raise my hand, even though my knees were shaking and I was freaking out internally that I was speaking in front of like 100 people. This is a true story. I'm talking in front of 100 people. And I couldn't even catch my breath. My knees, I could feel them shaking, but I was that person that I was talking. And then everybody knew who I was. I took every single deal I could absolutely take, and I would not stop until I can get it approved. Not only just for the client, but for the simple fact that I learned everything I could about mortgages, inside and out. Like I knew policies, I knew documents. I was learning every single thing I could, because if I couldn't get the mortgage approved, at least I would come out with a lesson, because I do believe that everything is, you win some, you learn some kind of thing. And then year 7. Everything was hard. Every day I woke up and it felt like every single person was canceling their mortgage, quitting their mortgage, not being approved for their mortgage, getting a decline, going to another competitor. Every single day I was waking up to something not happening, and I lost it. I almost quit. And I said, I know I'm destined for great things, but it can't be this hard. I think about it now, and it was so gut-wrenching, and I know, it's like I could cry, because I know that feeling of just feeling like you got defeated. So I was at the point of complete defeat. I was exhausted. I still had a partner at home. I was working 2 jobs, the struggle with our previous business, which was not going as planned. So there was a lot. Like I felt very weighted, and something had to change. So I was ready to quit. And so this guy in my company, he's like, listen, I need an underwriter. Why don't you help me out? And that is exactly what saved the business for me, because it allowed me to make the money that I needed that year to survive. It was learning, it was talking to lenders, it was talking to clients, it was doing all the things, but without having to find the business. I'm so grateful that I'm at a point now in my career that I get to do things at a different level and a different scale and help people, because I know the business so well. I know mortgages so well, and I'm proud to say that, because it takes a lot of work to get there. But I can talk to someone very quickly and kind of dissect the plan. And it is now literally, it is my mission to go out and tell as many people as I can that there are different ways to be successful. It's not about mortgage freedom. It's literally about living the life that you're proud of, that you want to share with people, that you are excited to wake up in the morning, and you just get to do it on your terms. I think that's actually the biggest thing, is that you get to do it the way you want to do it. And that's what I'm most proud of.